Hey there, MCPs of the Global Planary. A lot of love. Sending you this love from after the first week of the term. Super excited. I hope you guys are doing awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed the launches that happened in the previous week. All like the AI plan, the roll calls, etc. was super exciting and motivating to get to see most of you there. Definitely felt the power of the network and the power of 150. Which brings me to what this newsletter is necessarily about. So we're thinking down the line of, okay, how can we change the format of things a little bit and try to make this an effective virtual communication touchpoints that enables, at the end of the day, this ambition that we have to actually become a strategic reality. And coming out of that, I'm going to talk to you guys about two key components that you're going to be seeing in the newsletter from this point on, where we're going to try as much as possible to use this as a space to foster conversation, but also at the same time to enable your capacity building. So what we're looking at, we're thinking down the line of like, okay, as an MCP, what are the key areas or what are the key domains of responsibility that I have? And at that point in time, we started having conversations with different people that were MCPs on the team, and this is what we came up with. That idea of, as an MCP, I lead, as an MCP, I manage, and as an MCP, I represent. And we're like, if we're capable of creating content across the time period of the term that would enable us to tackle these 3 points and give you some kind of like tips, tricks, information, or speaking from different people's experiences that are over here on the team that can support this kind of learning curve for you guys. How can we make it in the most effective way possible? And this is kind of like the idea behind what you guys are gonna see later on when we launch to you guys how the development support that we're gonna try to create for you guys in this upcoming term is gonna look like. Whether when it comes to different channels, whether when it comes to different points across the timeline, or whether when it comes to different elements of content, which is something that you guys can find later on in next week's newsletter attached as a spreadsheet so you would know what to expect when. And if there are other topics that you would like to insert, you would always find an open channel for you to be able to do that. So we're gonna start with this week is something a little bit down the line of that element of leading and managing your team. So we're looking at for this week to start off with is something that we're going to be carrying together for at least the next 3 communication touch points. We're going to be looking at that element of the 5 dysfunctions of a team. I know most of you guys are familiar with this model that talks about how to create a team that is capable or creating a high performance team through identifying what are key dysfunctions that stop teams from being able to perform in that kind of format. And what we're going to focus on in these upcoming 2 weeks is that first element of the team dysfunctions, which is that element of trust. And how can I, as an MCP, make sure that I'm keeping trust and accountability within my MC team in check and constantly making sure that that is the foundation for anything that we want to create and do together. To get more information about that, feel free to go through the newsletter, feel free to go through the rest of the content that we're going to be pushing your way in these upcoming period of time, and make sure to start driving conversations within your team as a key call to action. Download the 5 Team Dysfunctions handbook and go through that first building block of 5 Team Dysfunctions, which is trust, and start surveying your team. Do your people really trust each other? Do your people trust you? And do people trust themselves on getting their jobs done? A lot of love, live from the ISEC International office. Can't wait to see you guys next week. Keep it real.